So guys, I just came across this video on the internet. This is Rob Hersov making an argument that the South African government is being used by their BRICS partners. I mean, right now, we know that there is a tension between the South African government and the Trump administration. And if you listen to the rhetoric that is coming from the people that are on the Ramaphosa side, one of the things that these people like to say is that, no, we have our BRICS partners. We don't care about America. America can go to hell. And this is one of the things that Gayton McKenzie basically warned about, to say that, guys, but you are not making sense. How can you say that America can go to hell when these people are pumping a lot of money into your country and basically helping you to deal with this crisis of HIV and AIDS? We know that for a fact that the South African government is failing to actually provide the services to these people that are living with HIV and AIDS. And America basically helped the country when it comes to that. And Gayton McKenzie says that, guys, you cannot do that. You cannot say all of these things, but the ANC people and the supporters of the ANC, the supporters of other political parties, they came and they bashed Gayton McKenzie to say that, no, Gayton McKenzie, you want us to beg the United States of America. We don't care about Donald Trump. Donald Trump can go to hell. This is the rhetoric that was coming from the ANC, from the supporters of the ANC, and from the supporters of other political parties. And the president of this country actually made things even worse during the State of the Nation address. He was there and he said that, no, we will not be bullied. Of course, Ramaphosa did not mention Donald Trump by name, but he did say we will not be bullied. And you can guess that the whole world knew exactly who Ramaphosa was talking about. But then it seems like Ramaphosa actually realized that this rhetoric is not going to help us. This is why Ramaphosa and his administration right now, they are talking about sending an envoy to the United States of America to basically explain what is happening in this country. So it actually shows you that these people, they are now starting to backpedal on what they used to say, because one of the things that Ramaphosa and Ronald Lamola wanted to be discussed is this aid that was cut by the United States of America. You know that these people, they were there grandstanding, the likes of Fikile Mbalula. Just imagine Fikile Mbalula grandstanding and telling Donald Trump to get off. But now the same ANC is planning to send an envoy to the United States to basically talk about this aid that was cut by the United States of America. So going back to the rhetoric of the supporters of the ANC and them saying that we have our BRICS partners, if you look at the events of the past couple of weeks, there is not a single BRICS country that actually came into the defense of South Africa. How many BRICS countries actually came into the defense of their so-called ally? Because right now, if you look at the major countries in BRICS, if you look at China, if you look at India, if you look at Russia, these people are doing everything in their power to actually ensure that their relationship with the United States of America is mwah. This is what they are doing. Even right now, the US is basically preparing for the summit between Donald Trump and President Putin. So even Russia knows that, no, we have to make things better with the United States of America. They are not trying to piss off the United States of America. China, the same thing. They are working with trade deals with the United States of America. They are not trying to piss off the United States of America. Even India right now, they are talking about the deals that they are going to sign with the Trump administration. So these people are actually saying that, okay, we are not going to piss off the United States of America. But when it comes to South Africa, for some reason, we are here and we are pissing off these people. So who exactly are we serving? This is one question that I don't understand. Who exactly are we serving? Because even if you look at the issue of Israel and Palestine, you look at the countries in the Middle East, these countries in the Middle East, some of them, they were saying that, no, the Israel need to stop. Some of them were saying, no, this war between Hamas and Israel, it needs to stop. Too many people are dying. These are the statements that were coming from the countries in the Middle East, but none of these countries actually said that, no, we are going to take Israel to the International Court of Justice and we are going to accuse these people of committing genocide. But there was South Africa. There was South Africa saying that, no, we are taking Israel to the International Court of Justice and we are going to accuse these people of committing genocide. And now the same South Africa wants to talk with the United States of America, and despite them wanting to talk with the United States of America, they still say that there is no way that we are going to withdraw our case against Israel. I don't know why, but for some reason, these people are failing to understand that the reason why America is pissed off with the United States, with South Africa, is because of this case of Israel. you guys are taking Israel to the International Court of Justice. It seems like this is something that even the likes of Ronald Lamola are actually failing to understand, that if you want to have better relations with the United States of America, you don't have a choice but to actually withdraw that case against Israel, because as long as you guys are just pursuing that case, there is no way things are going to be better. You can send an envoy, Cyril Ramaphosa, to the United States of America, but they are not going to listen to this envoy. They are simply going to be sent by, they are going to listen to a junior staff there in the White House. I don't think the senior staff in the White House is going to be in that meeting of South Africa and the United States of America. So on this video, Rob Hersov is basically making a point that why does it seem like we are being used by these BRICS partners, because these people are fixing their relationships with the US. On the other side, we are damaging our relationship with the United States. It is a mess, man, and it is a total mayhem.
Hey Patriots, Rob Hersov here. So let's not waste any time. South Africa's getting played. The ANC have bet everything on BRICS, thinking Russia, China, India and Brazil would back South Africa up against the USA. Not a single BRICS country has come to South Africa's defense. Not one.
And this is one thing that even the supporters of the ANC or the supporters of Ramaphosa, I don't know what to call these people, they are not even talking about this specific point, that there is not a single country from BRICS that is coming in the defense of South Africa. I mean, they know that the United States, they cut the aid. Why is there not a single country saying that, guys, how about we help South Africa to deal with this issue, because we understand that these people cannot deal with this issue of HIV and AIDS in their country? Why don't we pour some money into South Africa? No, not a single country is saying that, and not a single country is standing by South Africa as their allies. Because if you look at the countries and their allies, let's take, for example, you take the United States and Israel. When the United States says that Israel is our ally, their actions will actually show you that these people are our allies. But then you have South Africa saying that, no, the BRICS countries are our allies, and South Africa is under siege, and none of these BRICS partners are coming into defense. They are not coming into defense. Why? Because they are making deals with the same country that wants to slap South Africa in the face. They are making the same deals with the same country that wants to take the sledgehammer and basically bash South Africa into non-existent.
And why? Because BRICS was never a team. It was a business deal, and South Africa's the sucker. The ANC either don't see it, or they're getting paid off to keep quiet, which is more likely. They're good at that. When we look at this situation, let's look at facts. South Africa's trade deficit with BRICS is a nightmare. The ANC sold BRICS as the economic savior that would free South Africa from the evil Western powers. And the reality? Let's talk about China. South Africa runs an $11 billion annual trade deficit with China. We export raw materials and import high-value manufactured goods, meaning China gets richer while South Africa stays dependent on China. Let's talk about India. We have a $6 billion deficit with India. South Africa buys back its own refined oil at 20 times the price, while India rakes in billions. And Brazil's a minor trading partner, but still a net drain. Now let's get to Russia. Minimal trade because of logistics, but guess what? Even with Russia, South Africa imports more than it exports. And the bottom line is, every BRICS country takes more from South Africa than South Africa gives. ANC have absolutely no clue, but they're probably being bribed. The US is the only major power giving South Africa a trade surplus. Meanwhile, the West, the same West that the ANC demonizes, gives South Africa an economic lifeline. South Africa enjoys a $4 billion trade surplus with the USA. American companies have $74 billion invested in South Africa, supporting over 400,000 jobs. And in total, US businesses in South Africa contribute 20% of our GDP. A fifth of all the money in this country is tied to the US economy. Let me say that again. 20% of South Africa's entire economy depends on the United States. And what does the ANC do? They pick a fight with Washington. Pure incompetence. They vote against America in every United Nations vote. The BRICS countries are not going to back South Africa against the USA. Why hasn't the big BRICS organization lifted a finger for South Africa? Because every single BRICS country has stronger ties with the USA than with us. China. The US is China's #1 export market, consuming 60% of China's exports. They're in a trade war with the US, and the last thing they want is more trouble. Russia, too busy fighting a war in Ukraine and not winning, and crippled by sanctions. They can't afford to help South Africa. And India, as of the meetings today and yesterday with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, are strengthening their defense and economic ties with America, and they'd rather keep Washington happy. And Brazil, heavily dependent on the USA for agricultural exports. They've got zero interest in burning that bridge for South Africa. Nobody in BRICS is willing to jeopardize their American ties for South Africa. Wake up, ANC. BRICS is a financial sinkhole for South Africa. And meanwhile, the US and the West are the only ones keeping South Africa's economy afloat. The ANC's moronic anti-West rhetoric is fantasy. Their so-called allies in BRICS don't actually have South Africa or the ANC's backs. So why does the ANC continue deepening ties with BRICS when it's losing billions every year in each and every relationship with BRICS? If BRICS is such a great alliance, why did none of them stand up for South Africa when the US cut aid? Silence is deafening. How does the ANC justify sabotaging economic ties with the US, knowing full well that American businesses employ over 400,000 South Africans? Are ANC officials personally profiting from BRICS deals while the country suffers? So I'll tell you what's really happening. ANC leaders are either dangerously incompetent or deeply corrupt. South Africa's in freefall under the ANC. The ANC's BRICS fantasy is a scam, and the only people who are benefiting are China, India, Brazil, and Russia, not us. The US is about to be gone, and they won't come back. And BRICS is not going to save South Africa. So what happens next? Will South Africans finally wake up and hold the ANC accountable for this mess? Or will the voters keep falling for the lies, watching the economy collapse while BRICS drains us dry? I know where I stand. Where do you stand? Hi, I'm Rob Hersov. I've just recently launched this YouTube channel and gone on to X, and I'd be most grateful if you would like and subscribe. Just hit the button. Hey, Patriot.
So chances are the people will continue to vote for the ANC despite all of this information, because when we talk about these things, normally the people do not attack the arguments. They would rather attack you as an individual. When we say that these BRICS partners, the so-called South African partners, have not come into the defense of this country, the people will just attack me individually instead of just attacking the argument. So chances are the South Africans will continue to vote for the ANC despite all of these facts that are presented towards them. Look at the BRICS partners and the moves that these people are doing with the United States of America. These people are actually deepening their relationship with the United States of America. And these people are ironing out issues with the United States of America. But here we are, South Africans pretending to be the underdogs that are supposedly going to defeat the Goliath. We are supposedly the underdogs, and we think that we actually have a fight within us. But these people that we call our partners, when things actually crumble, they are not going to come into our defense. This is one thing that we actually need to realize. And the fact that the aid has been cut and none of these countries came into the defense, it tells you everything that you need to know. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section.